clip that I made here, and it deals with my Polaroid camera. Um, I call it my KodaPola camera because I've got it somewhat modified to run Kodak film or any kind of roll film. It could be Ilford or whatever. But I named it a KodaPola, for the heck of it. Sort of a cool name. So what I did was, like I said, it runs roll film now, Kodak roll film or any kind of roll film, and it's an old style film. It's 120 size, which is sort of broad. If I were to hold my fingers up, it's about that wide. So film-wise, it gives you a lot of resolution. So if you to enlarge those negatives, you can get some very fine detail. So that was a big advantage too. The film for this Polaroid is no longer made. So you've got to figure a different method to use it. So I felt that was a good thing to keep the camera and utilize it using a roll film. It's actually a well-made camera. So well built, just built like a rock. I can imagine the vacationers taking this with them and running around taking casual shots. It was a different time. This was a camera made before I was born. I was born in 1960. This camera here, I think, is 59 or 58 is the date on this one. They made them for a few years, but this one stuck there along with the serial number I have on it. It's 59, 58. It's unique enough that I wanted to modify to utilize roll film. And I looked things up. I looked at all kinds of YouTubes. I looked at all kinds of data and articles on doing so. And there were a lot out there, all different. There were several methods of doing it. All of them, could be as simple as, you put a plank of film in the back and close it up in a dark room, take one picture out, and then you had to go back in the dark room and take that film out and develop that. And in fact, that's how I first tested this camera in this lens. To prove that the camera worked okay, the shutter worked okay, focusing worked okay, that type of thing. And I did that twice. And I could go on to the next step of doing a full modification I always wanted to do. And that was to include the method to pull the roll film through in a way that was like a somewhat normal camera. So what I'm going to show you here is the modifications I made and describe how I used it. In this end right here, you can see a little crank that I made up. This is all custom made. This is a crank to pull up the film. The new film, roll film, be on the right side here, back through the back side here, and then be rolled up, and then continuing to roll with this knob here. So what I'll do here now is I'll pop this baby open to the side here, and you'll get a better picture of how this Polaroid worked on the back side here. So, just like I said, just picture a vacationer pulling this open to change the roll, change their film, Polaroid film. It had been a real deal. Well, I had a real effort to do that. So, to describe what I ended up with, how I ended up doing it, was you can see down here on my left, I'm spinning around the roller that actually pulls the film through. What I use is some wind stoppers here to be spacers. And I did it on the take-up side, and I also did it on the film supply side. Great convenient, they work great. And then this side here is the typical reel that you would find on the film that you buy a 120 film. That's 120 size film reel. Hold that up better. There. You can tell with my hand, it's a good size piece of plastic. And like I said, it wasn't an easy deal, but it wasn't that bad either. Me and my history of being a toolmaker and machinist and everything. I just had to take it step by step. Some aluminum up on this side here that I was very happy to find this modification I made because aluminum was easy to machine and work with, and very durable, and worked out really, really well. Now I started with some, believe it or not, some wood, hardwood, and I formed up the wood. It worked out pretty good, being hard, but didn't last for the hoop. I got maybe 4 or 5 pictures on that first roll, and it broke up. The wood just broke to pieces. So that's what drove me to make that piece out of aluminum. I'm sorry, Amazon, and you order just about anything. Whether it be the aluminum itself, or the parts, or everything that you can get the parts together. Anything on Amazon now. So that's basically the story, how I got everything together, parts all together here. And what I'm going to do is pop this back together, and I will flip this closed. I can imagine, people out on vacation working with this camera on a vacation. You're supposed to relax on vacations. This thing here was a real job to use. Of course, at that time you're having all the fun and everything. Trying to heck out of yourself. You want to take the remembrance back home. So all I do here is turn this around a little bit so I can show you the workings inside this camera is amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's all aluminum in here, except for the bellows, the flexible bellows. But this is all aluminum, very well made. Machining on it is gorgeous. And due to that, it's very durable and heavy. It'll last you forever type thing. It was meant to. People there, them wasn't so interested on looking for the lowest price. They knew they wanted durability and they wanted long-lasting quality. So we have the camera completely open at this point, except for the lens cover here. Now it's completely open. As you can see, it's big. Put my hands out here. It's good size. It's nothing like the phone cameras nowadays. Not even close to that. It took a lot of, I guess, dedication to carry it around and use it. But again, I got to think back to 59 or so, 59, 58. people were very hardy back then, I guess. You carry something like this around. They show advertisements of people on a trip and everything. Or Florida, or Las Vegas. And we're not a plane. They took us on an airplane, to get to those places. But anyways, different times. But I just want to get it open to show you. It's, like I said, I keep on going back to it. It's a very hardly made camera, and well worth taking the time to modify it for running the film through it. It sort of keys back to my days being, machinist, engineer, and all that. It fits me with that. Well, like I said, I just wanted to make sure I brought that to show you. Because I can describe it and everything, but it's stuff like, picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy YouTubes.